Wayne Rooney just dropped a historic statement that stunned Lionel Messi and the Argentina national team. He is furious over the European media campaign against the Albiceleste. Sadly, the European journalists' strategy worked exactly as planned. This brutal campaign and fierce attack by the British media against Argentina and captain Lionel Messi achieved their goal at this World Cup. The European media conspiracy worked because it put an absolute paralyzing fear into the referees, completely destroying fair play on the pitch to force the reigning champions to lose their global title. On top of that, Wayne Rooney broke his silence with explosive remarks on Radio Catalunya, stating, "I am not here to please anyone, but to speak the truth everyone in Europe fears admitting. What the Argentine team and Leo Messi endured this World Cup was not just normal sporting criticism, a vicious smear campaign, planned and disgusting, led by a British and European media machine that knows nothing of honesty. This campaign was no accident. It was a precise, calculated strategy that achieved its goals. They put massive, unprecedented, and unfair pressure on the European referee crew led by Slovenia's Slavko Vinčić before the opening whistle. Referees are human, and facing this wave of hate against Argentina, it is only natural for them to carry that heavy pressure onto the field. That referee was absolutely required to show the historic respect deserved by a massive powerhouse like Argentina, the Qatar 2022 world champions, and Leo Messi, who has given soccer more than the entire history of Europe could ever hope to provide. Instead of protecting the game, the referee folded under media pressure, calling fouls to fit a pre-written script aimed at taking down the Albiceleste. They punish Argentina because they have the passion Europeans lack, and because their players fight with a national pride that rattles their cold thrones. I am English, and I love my country, but I absolutely refuse to see someone else's glory stolen by a media conspiracy that pressured VAR and the referee to strip Argentina of its crown. This is a dark stain that will forever haunt everyone who took part in this massive injustice. The interviewer then asked, "But Wayne, British press claims Argentina violated FIFA rules by displaying a political banner about the Falkland Islands after the England match, and that their rough play triggered the media backlash. Don't you think Argentina brought this pressure on themselves?" Rooney shot back that is European hypocrisy at its finest. When European teams display political banners and slogans supporting their causes in other wars, the press applauds them, hailing them as heroes of humanity and free expression. But when the Argentine people and players speak up for a national cause deeply close to their hearts, like the Falkland Islands, the rules suddenly become a brutal legal guillotine. This isn't law, it's just a double standard and cultural persecution. The English media suffers from a historic inferiority complex against Argentine talent since the days of Diego Maradona, using any excuse they can find to smear this generation, targeting what their newspapers label as violence, whining, and crying. In the real soccer dictionary, that is called honor, grit, and giving your life for the jersey and the people. Argentina did not go to the World Cup on vacation. They went to a soccer war for a struggling nation that lives and breathes their goals. Exaggerating the completely normal post-match pushing against Spain just to paint the Albiceleste players as criminals is the absolute peak of media failure. England and Europe managed to spook the refs, building a distorted narrative that left the Slovenian referee mentally programmed to penalize Argentina for any normal physical contact in the final. That is pure corruption. The interviewer then asked, in your opinion, "Wayne, was Messi right to protest so fiercely against Marc Cucurella?" Spanish press called Messi childish for making excuses, claiming Cucurella did nothing serious, to which Rooney replied, "Cucurella deserved a straight red card without a doubt, and as a professional, I admit it publicly. What Cucurella did all match was pure hostile behavior and planned provocation. He deliberately covered his mouth to hurl insults and unsportsmanlike comments at Argentine captain Leo Messi. There is a strict, clear FIFA rule banning verbal hostility, allowing referees to send off players who hide behind subtle body language to dish out abuse. In fact, there were 2 identical cases in this very tournament of players covering their mouths to provoke others. The first involved a Paraguayan player, and the second was an Ecuadorian player. And do you know who refereed that Ecuador match? None other than Slovenia's own Slavko Vinčić. He sent off the Ecuadorian player without a second thought. So why did they suddenly change the rules when it came to Argentina and Leo Messi? The answer is obvious. The referee was completely rattled by that fierce, uncalled-for attack from the pro-European media. He was simply terrified of red-carding a Spanish player in the final and facing a whole continent's wrath. The referee chose to ignore Marc Cucurella's blatant foul just to protect the instigator, while completely ruining Enzo Fernández at the very first opportunity. On the other hand, The interviewer asked, but Wayne, Enzo Fernández was sent off for a second yellow after a heavy collision with defender Pau Cubarsí. Wasn't the referee just enforcing the rules to keep the players safe? To which Wayne Rooney replied, enforcing the rules doesn't mean killing the spirit of soccer and ruining a World Cup final over a ridiculous theatrical performance. The first yellow card Enzo got in the 82nd minute was laughable and absurd. Clear proof that the Slovenian referee was looking for any excuse to target Argentine players. And during that red card play in the 93rd minute, we all saw how Pau Cubarsí flew through the air with massive exaggeration to completely fool the refereeing crew. The collision was just a very normal physical battle for the ball in the middle of the field. There was no bad intent or excessive force to warrant a second yellow card and an ejection at such a critical moment. The Slovenian referee was entirely lacking in basic common sense. Soccer is slowly dying if we let political agendas and the commercial interests of a few distort the truth on the pitch. What has been done to Argentina sets a dangerous precedent that destroys the very essence of the beautiful game. We cannot stay silent when FIFA seems far more concerned with protecting the privileges of European giants than ensuring absolute justice for every competitor. I played at the absolute highest level, and I know exactly when a tournament is rigged. As a soccer man, I will never stop speaking out against the abuse of power and referee manipulation currently targeting Messi and his teammates. The entire world needs to wake up and demand that glory be earned fairly on the pitch, not through shady campaigns in Zurich boardrooms. Argentina deserves respect. In conclusion, Wayne Rooney's statements mark a historic turning point in modern soccer. This is not just a refereeing debate, but a deep struggle for the dignity and purity of the sport against European media campaigns. The pride and glory of the Albiceleste were earned fairly on the pitch and cannot be erased by backroom pressure. Now the ball is in your court. Do you think FIFA will yield to international pressure, or continue its targeting of Lionel Messi and the world champions? Let us know in the comments. Right now. Go Argentina, and join the debate with the community. If you stand for truth in soccer, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, and share this with your friends. Thanks for watching. Support fair play, and see you in the next one.